link.
Hello. Hi guys, hope everyone's alright. Welcome to a poor man's Jools Holland. I'm Tom Petie. I will be the crap host for the evening. This is the first one of its kind. Me and a guy called Harry Beasley set up a music company about 5 years ago now, but we haven't really done anything with it for a few years, and I decided that I'd quite like to start some kind of chat shows, and hence the name, A Poor Man's Jools Holland, a little bit like Jools Holland, and hopefully with some of his success. Obviously in this time as it is, we can't do that live, and live music has stopped completely, but tonight we're going to do it virtually. So I've got a couple of guests, both lovely people, and play some great music. Gonna have a bit of a chat with them, find out what they've been up to, and they're gonna play some songs. Yeah, in a nutshell, that's it really. It's all gonna be live, so there may be some technical difficulties, as you've probably noticed already from which was really annoying, as the countdown timer started again. For anyone that noticed on the holding screen. But yeah, so bear with us. Hopefully it goes all right. I've done some nice little graphics, and hopefully this is the first of quite a few going through 2021. And then as things open up, I'm planning to combine with a good friend Kevin to do a kind of some live studio ones where people can meet in real life again. Real life, which is a strange concept for most of us at the minute. But yeah, if you like them, you'll be able to find them like the UnPluggedIn page on Facebook, or if you're watching on Facebook, if I've set all this up correctly, there should be a link below to the YouTube channel, and I'll be streaming most of them from YouTube. So click on the YouTube channel and click subscribe. Yeah. So without first comment, Haley, hello. Well, I want it to be a really interactive show. Obviously, a lot of people are watching on their own. Some people are watching with families. In a pub. Pretend we're in a pub. You can chat, heckle, do whatever you want. Have a laugh. Let's make it an interactive. You sat having a beer, watching someone from a meter away in a pub. That's the atmosphere. Right. We'll get Tom on. Tom, you are now live.
Hello.
How are you? You all right?
Are we good? Are we working? I'm good, man. How are you?
You should be live.
Take my reverb off now. There we go.
Well.
First technical difficulty.
Look, everyone, this is Tom Bedlam. Tom from the... Well, can anyone guess where Tom's from? Well, actually, you have to speak a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm not convinced that I have an accent, but Tom seems to think that I do, so...
You definitely still have the accent of South Wales.
You reckon? Yeah, I'm from Porthcawl in South Wales, anyway.
A little bit. And how's lockdown been for you in Porthcawl?
Well, it's been in Porthcawl, and it's also been in Yorkshire, and I've had to move around a little bit in it, but it's just, it's been okay. It's been what it is, and got to a lot of time to just sit around and do nothing, which has been all right. That's not too bad. Yeah. What about you?
It's been all right. I mean, some people have learnt new songs and spent it learning new skills and bits, and yeah, I kind of this. For Tom, you can't see it at the minute because you can't see what's going out live. But
no, I'm just looking at a live feed of myself, which is handy.
There's some nice graphics on the screen, hopefully. So yeah, that's been my life in lockdown skill gained.
Yeah, but I've taken to art myself. I've been trying to learn how to draw because I've always wanted to, but just never really, bothered to sit down and do it, and now there's kind of no excuse. So you'd think I might use it to write a new album or something, but no.
Well, Porthcawl's lovely. Have you been drawing people, or have you been drawing scenes from Porthcawl?
Just learning the very bare basics, comic book kind of style, So I guess people more than anything. Yeah, it's nice to have a new hobby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we'll go back to your your long-standing hobby profession. You do this for a living.
Yeah.
And yeah, do you want to crack off with the first song? And so yeah, play one that you've been working on in lockdown or learned
this is
recently.
the last song that I learned how to play. Me and my dad did a little stream about 2 weeks ago, and I learned this song. Well, I say I learned it. Went through it once with him. And I learned the song. It's a John Mayer song called Gravity, which is one of my favorite songs of his. So yeah, I'll give it a go for you guys. I do need lyrics, so bear with me. There we go. You good? Can we hear that? This is a song called Gravity. Gravity is working against me now. And gravity only wants to bring me down. Oh, you'll never know what makes a man with all the love that his heart can stand, and dream away to throw it all away. Whoa, and gravity is working against me now. Oh, gravity only wants to bring me down. Oh, twice as much ain't twice as good, and can't sustain like one half could. It's wanting more, it's gonna send me to my knees. Twice as much ain't twice as good, and can't sustain like one half could, and dream of ways to bring me to my knees. And oh, gravity is working against me now. Oh, and gravity wants to bring me to my knees. How can that be? Just keep me where the light is. Just keep me where the light is. And keep me where the light is. And keep me where the light is. Oh, now. Yeah, a John Mayer tune.
No, thanks, Tom. That was absolutely lovely.
Well, thanks.
Oh, it's been it's been a long time. So me and you went to uni together in it.
Yeah, about a decade ago, as I recall.
I was about to say in 2 decades, thingy, but it wasn't. When did we start uni? 2010.
Yeah, 2010. So
2011.
10 years ago. Yeah, 2010. I think we met like in second year, didn't we, or something like that? But
yeah. Well, now everyone's getting married and having kids.
Yeah, imagine that.
But yeah, you mentioned just before that song that you played a live stream with dear old dad.
Yeah, he's a musician himself. He's a bad, it's alright, you know.
How was that? Oh,
It's good, man. It was really good. We had to move back in with my parents for a little while, like in between a few things, and it's been really cool because like he's obviously he's a professional musician as well. For those who don't know, so you'd think we'd have done a lot of gigging and playing together, but we really haven't. So it was cool. It was good to have a chance to jam with him for a full gig's worth. You know.
yeah, no, absolutely.
And,
And and he's there's a little story behind him as well, isn't there? With he's he has a famous past.
Yeah, yeah. So the story is, I mean, I was about 5 when this happened, so you know, I might be taking creative liberties on this one, but he had a song called "Sometimes It Rains." Beautiful little, kind of a pop song, kind of songwritery kind of style, and he was in the race to Eurovision, and I think it was 1996, I want to say, ish, and you might know the song "Ooh Ah Just a Little Bit" by Gina G. That was the song that very unfortunately and wrongfully beat him to the race to Eurovision. Um, but he managed to get on Top of the Pops and stuff like that. So he was good. He was good. He was on the same show on Top of the Pops as David Bowie, and got to meet him and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
Well, I've actually got the clip of that
Really?
appearance on Top of the Pops.
Oh,
So
wow.
Tom, you won't be able to see it, but for the audience watching, you'll.
Well, I know how it goes, so that's all right.
But yeah, I'm going to play that now. Hopefully.
Yeah, play a little clip of it. It's good.
Love is precious, love is strong. Don't you know? Headed on the lonely high radio. When I lose, you play the rules of the game. Sometimes it rains.
There you go, Tom. You didn't see it, but everyone else saw a
Just
wonderful.
A snippet. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
So you played that song with him, didn't you, on New Year's?
Yeah, well, just as a little sound check, you know. I don't think it made it into the full stream, although it was a bit of a blur over 3 hours, so I might well have done. I can't really remember. But yeah, it's a really nice little tune.
Oh,
Well
nice.
worth a full listen to anybody who fancies it. Sometimes It Rains, it's called.
And was dear old dad being a musician? Is that what inspired you to pick up the guitar, or completely other routes?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of always had music around as a result. You know, he's always going off on a Friday and Saturday night gigging, and you know, very, very, very into his music and very into good music, to be fair. So I shared a lot of that growing up, and he taught me how to play guitar, and in the very early stages and stuff like that. Before I got into metal and things like that he wasn't really into. But yeah, it's good. But I never thought twice about it, you know, because my dad and music's always been around, and it's one of those things.
Yeah, you're just one of those children that got used to being at a gig with
Yeah.
well,
And
maybe with earphones on.
my brother's an amazing pianist and plays all kinds of classical music as well. So it's very musical family.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, well, I think you've got another song for us now. You've got one. I asked for one inspired by your father.
Yeah. Well, I say inspired. I didn't write this, but there's a guy called Martin Joseph, who is he's a Welsh/Canadian, as far as I understand it, folk singer songwriter guy. And my dad introduced me to him, and he's got a song called Cardiff Bay, which is a lovely little tune. And I didn't realize this, but it's always been one of my favorite songs. And I saw in an interview, apparently it's about he wrote it for his kid and stuff like that. So, you know, it kind of makes sense to me to play it in this context. Yeah, I suppose this is a song for my dad.
Nice. We'll take it away.
All right. This is a song called Cardiff Bay. we need some reverb though. There we go. Took my son and his tear-stained face out of Sunday school. The chapel hymns began to fade away. Left his mother with the other and drove across our town to the place where the seagulls and cranes play. On a Sunday over Cardiff Bay. This is one day of our lives, and Sunday over Cardiff Bay. Don't you know that I love you? All of my life. The old man across the road, when he made you smile, he waved at us and we both waved back. Down Butte Street and all along the low tide. Some things may change, my son, but some things stay the same. On a Sunday over Cardiff Bay. This is one day of our life. On a Sunday over Cardiff Bay. Don't you know that I love you? All of my life. Saw Captain Stark on the Terra Nova, setting sail for open sea. Maybe one day when you're older, you'll come by this way and you'll think of me. On a Sunday over Cardiff Bay. This is one day of our lives, yeah it is. On a Sunday over Cardiff Bay. Don't you know that I love you? I hope you love me too. Love me too. Yeah, song called Cardiff Bay.
That was lovely, Tom.
Oh, thanks. I love it. It's
Absolutely delicious.
It is.
What are you drinking there?
Iced tea.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. It's
I was
Talisker.
going to say,
Talisker whiskey.
I've got some rum.
It's nerve-wracking, this live stream, man. Like, it's. I was saying earlier, it kind of feels different to a gig. You know, I know gigs. I can do gigs, but this is scary and new.
Well, I was nervous, and all I'm doing is presenting it.
Well, there we
But
go.
I realised, as I said at the beginning of the show, that it's all live, and I might get some things wrong, and cock up with the techie side of it. Fortunately, we have some beautiful music in between, but hopefully I get it all to work. But yeah, I created 2 streams on Facebook, so we've got some comments though. So I just want to say hello to people.
Oh yeah, say hi. Hey guys, how are you all doing?
So hello to Halo. We've got Emily Georgina Johnson. Happy to hear all of your great music. Eloise, hello, poor men. We've got Francesco Verdunia Navas, great cover of John Mayer.
Oh, thanks very much.
Haley said, love that. That's for the John Mayer song as well. Angie Collins says, beautiful. That's for the Cardiff Bay
Thanks,
song.
guys.
Uh,
Yeah, if you haven't listened to Martin Joseph before, which I suspect a lot haven't, because he's not very well known or anything, but he's amazing. Check him out.
We've got Kevin Scott, who when we do come out of lockdown, we'll be doing one of these, and Tom, you'll have to drive across the world. Well, not across the world, basically from South Wales to Cambridge.
Well, we'll see where I am by then, shall we?
To come and do one of these in a live environment where we can again see each other in real life. So really looking forward to that. He Kevin did our recorded our first EP before for the band that I'm in called Jose's Son. We haven't released it yet because we're waiting for a gig.
Yeah. So I was watching, I don't know, it was like one of these Saturday night talk shows or whatever the other day, and they said, yeah, I've been sitting on the album for a while, and I've been just waiting for a good time to release it. I was like, well, that ain't happening anytime soon, is it?
Yeah. Well, for you, one of the main things you missed presumably is busking. As I know,
Yeah.
you do a lot of busking, and in fact, you don't just do a lot of busking. You that's how you earn a living and also travel the world through that medium.
Yeah, it's been awfully handy over the last, I guess, 7 years. I've been doing it full time or so. Done an awful lot of traveling with it and gone across Europe and Australia and New Zealand and stuff like that. It's a very, very useful skill to be able to just rock up on the street, pay for your accommodation that night. It's quite handy. Good way to meet people too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And is it, what's the primary reason for your busking? Is it a love of playing? Is it meeting people? Is it making the money to travel? Is it travel the thing?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like the main reason is the money because it means I can make money, not anywhere because it's not at all legal everywhere, unfortunately. But it gives you a lot of freedom to just go for a 7-month trip and not really worry about how to pay for it, which is amazing. And we spent a lot of time in Europe over the last few years. But I love just the spontaneity of it. Like you can wake up that morning and it's sunny, and that's the sun is shining, so that's the only preparation you need. You don't have to organize a gig or anything like that. You can just kind of go for it, and like funny things happen when you're busking that don't happen anywhere else. So it's
Have you for the audience watching it? Have you got funny, because most people won't have experienced that. They'll have seen a busker,
some poor guy
playing outside, and
Yeah.
most people have a certain opinion, like a certain vision of what a busker looks like. I think that's changing though. I think
yeah, I think most people are positive towards buskers in general. Like I very, very, very rarely get a complaint. So, but the ones who do complain are the loudest ones. So I think that's probably why. But yeah, you get some I don't know about funny, but just like crazy things happening. Like I met me and Melissa were busking. My girlfriend Melissa were busking in Bruges in Belgium one time, and this nice oldish couple came up to us and, oh, that's really nice, like your music, gives them some coin and went off on their way. And about 6 months later, we were in Adelaide in Australia, and the same couple walked by and remembered us and was like, oh my god, you guys, you were in Bruges, and took us out on like a day trip and stuff like that. So like, what are the odds of that,
oh wow.
But yeah, but then you do also get drunk people falling over you in the street. So it's a two-way street, really.
But do you do because some people do the nighttime busking? Do you do any of that? Or?
No, I'm not brave enough.
Wouldn't touch that with a barge pole.
I know a guy that used to do a lot of it, and apparently it's great. It's very much like doing a gig, but I don't know, outside without any surveillance, so I'm too scared for that. quite happy to
Uh,
just play away in the sun.
I think it's one of them ones. If you're like a human jukebox, then you might be all right. But if you can't
Yeah.
play the song that Pisshead
Yeah,
Phil
well, I
wants
mean,
at 4 o'clock in the
it's the
morning.
same as when you do a gig, you know. If you got a room full of drunk people that want this song, you better know how to play that song, or at least busk your way through it. You know,
So where have you been?
wherever.
Or is it easier, where haven't you been?
Yeah. No, just all over Europe. I mean, like, we spent a lot of time in Italy and France and Germany and Austria and Belgium, Wales, all the glamorous places. And we headed off to. We spent 6 months in Australia and a couple of months in New Zealand and stuff like that. But mainly Western Europe, because I kind of know how that works. We were supposed to be in Asia right now, though. So,
All right, busking.
and that's, well, I don't know about busking, but probably busking at some point. Yeah, we were planning to head over sort of the winter, the start of this winter, but I don't know if you heard there was a bit of a mess up in the world.
What happened?
So we decided, there was just this thing. We just decided it was not the best time to go. Maybe next year, we'll see.
But we'll reminisce for a second and yeah, you've surely got one song in your arsenal that is the if you're standing on a street corner and you're thinking, I need some dollar, I need some coin, then can you play us that one song that you'd be? Well, that's my song. That's my go-to song. That's my go-to song for busking.
Yeah. Well, my go-to song, I think, like, a lot of people would assume you'd want a nice upbeat, get the people involved kind of tune. But if I really, like, I need to earn a few quid before the police come around the corner, then I'll play this one.
Take it away.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. Through restless dreams I walked alone, these narrow streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, but my eyes were stabbed by the flash of the neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, writing songs that your voices never share, but nobody dares disturb the sound of silence. And fools said I, you do not know, the silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I just might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach out to you, but my words, like silent raindrops, fell echoed in the well of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words it was for me. The sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway halls and tenement halls. Can you see how we are lost to silence? No.
Simon and Garfunkel, would you believe it, is by far one of the best busking songs that I've come up with so far.
Oh, that was beautiful. And in the we've had some comments back. Goosebumps Central over G. I'm not sure what G means, but Goosebumps Central. Oh, she's corrected it. Goosebumps Central over here.
Oh, there we go. Wow, thanks very much. It's one of my favorite songs again. I'm playing, a lot of my favorite tunes here because I've only got a few, so they got to be good ones, haven't they?
We've got a hey guys from Anna. We've got a hello or good evening from Carl Lindy. We've got a hello Tom.
Hey,
good to hear
you guys listening over there. How are you guys doing?
Good to hear you again from Gary Shemilt.
Gary. Cheers, Gary.
We've got the Saletta clan. Who
Tuning up.
Meghan Saletta will be up next.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
We've got Mr. Harry Beasley. Forgot how good you are, Mr. Bedlam. Unreal.
Oh, cheers, Harry.
Emily Georgina Johnson, love this. Amy Saletta, which must be I think it's Meghan's mother. Please come busk in Chicago.
I would love to come to America and busk. I don't really know how it works over there, so it'd be cool to throw myself into that.
Well, that's what I wanted to have a bit of a chat about actually with the as the seasoned professional busker. I was going to ask you for some tips and advice, but for some advice on people that wanted to get into busking. Obviously, once the pandemic ends and people actually go on the streets and thingy. But
don't go busking at the moment, by the way. Despite it very much being a job, apparently people are getting arrested and fined quite heavily for busking at the moment, depending on how people, depending on how the police are feeling at the time. So probably best just to stay in the house.
Stay home, guys.
Yeah.
I work for the NHS, and a lot of us maybe sat at home, not quite knowing what's going on, but they're not shitting you. It's a huge problem at the moment, and it's quite hard to when helping means sit the fuck at home and do nothing. But that is what we all need to do. When we do get out though, and we do get back to busking, and for anyone out there that's never busked before, that's maybe plays guitar in the bedroom, what would you suggest they do to get started?
Just get out there, man. It is scary. I kind of cheated my way into it. Oh, sorry, reverb. I kind of cheated my way into it, and because I was in an acoustic duet when I was a teenager with a guy called Gareth Taylor from South Wales, who was also a fantastic singer, by the way. You should definitely have a look at his stuff. But he was the lead singer in the duo, so I just kind of sung backing vocals. So it gave me a nice little easy way into it, and he used to go busking all the time and introduced me to it. So I owe a lot to Gareth, as it happens. But no, just I think the best way is to just not think about it. Go out with an acoustic guitar, probably in a smaller town. If you're just going to go out with an acoustic guitar, I wouldn't go to the middle of a city center and just play acoustically and expect to do well. And for people to care, because they won't. But if you just go to a small town and play a few tunes, and you'll be surprised the positivity of the reactions you'll get.
Well, and gear wise, what do you need?
One of them. No, there's it's a bit of a contentious subject actually amongst regular buskers. Is do you need an amplifier or not? Some places, like I say, big cities, you do need an amplifier. It doesn't have to be a crazy expensive one. They've come down a lot in price. I would suggest using it responsibly. Don't be stupidly loud about it. But yeah, you can just if you can get yourself some gear. But I think if you're just starting off, go to like your nearest smallish town with a pedestrianized street and just play. Just see how you feel about it, because it's an odd feeling. But just go out there with just an acoustic guitar and play a few songs, because that helps with your projection as well, which is important as a singer, And yeah, just jump into it. You don't need an expense. You could do it with a ukulele. You could just go out with whatever you got and just give it a go.
And put your hat in front of you.
Yeah. Just put it. I always just do my guitar case. I put a little sign saying thank you. Try your best to acknowledge people when they are kind enough to give you some money, which can be quite difficult, because some people, are quite happy just put a coin in and walk off, but other people want to be like, they might want to have a quick interaction with you, which if you're in the middle of a like Leonard Cohen song or something, it can be quite difficult, but you'll get used to it, Yeah, hat or a music bag of some description, ideally 2 meters away from you in these times, and yeah, just go for it. Sing your favorite songs as well. Yeah, this is another thing. Don't just play to yourself. You got to really imagine you play in Wembley Stadium, because otherwise people aren't going to care.
Go for it. That's
yeah. Go for it. Give it your all. Like you would if you were on stage somewhere.
Play like you would do in your bedroom with a hairbrush in your gob and. I don't
know. To me, I can't imagine anything worse than singing in my bedroom and at full volume, because I get all subconscious about other people hearing me. Weirdly enough, if I'm busking or gigging, not a problem. But in the shower or whatever, no.
But happily busking in a room full of people where they definitely can hear you, then absolutely no problem.
But then you're there, it's expected, isn't it? I don't know.
Do you have a favourite place to busk, or a favourite city, or a favourite?
Not really, to be honest. Just kind of it varies a lot wherever you go. So, and on a day to day, I could play Puthcall today and have a really awesome day busking. I could go out next week and nobody will, So I don't know. It just sort of depends on the time of day. As it happens, Puthcall, where I'm from, tiny little town, but is a very, very nice place to play. You got the sea just down the way from you. It's a nice place.
Surprisingly, I've busked in Puthcall.
Have you?
Yeah, I tried ringing you on the day that I was there, and unfortunately, with the wandering troubadour that you are,
I'm very rarely in Puthcall. It's just
now
for the virus,
Well, now I know who your dad is. I should have rang your dad and said.
Yeah, yeah, he'd have been up for it.
Does he busk as well?
No, I don't think he ever has. As far as I'm aware, maybe he has, but no, he's a gigging guy. Sticks to the clubs and pubs and that sort of thing.
He's got quite from our chats. He's got quite a little following in.
Yeah, no, he's good. He when the first lockdown came around, he put on a full gig in the front garden. Every week, he set up 2 full-size PA speaker systems, and just gigged to the street. And obviously they were all there, socially distancing and stuff like that. But yeah, so he's gained a little bit of a nottage following, which is the little village where we're from, by the way.
I think that's the wonderful thing about, because as you know, my dad plays music as well, and I think the wonderful thing about a musician in 20 years' time is the fact that you build up 30 years worth of gear as well. So you've got all the toys and
Definitely
giving you
not
equipment.
borrowing his mixing desk to do this gig.
Oh, I got my dad to post down an audio interface. I got my dad to post anything I can pinch. It's like going to the library going to visit my dad. He's
Yeah. I learned to play the mandolin when I came to visit you, as I recall.
I've still got one. He's given me one now because he upgraded.
Yeah, of course. Can't just have a standard mandolin.
But no, Tom, it's been lovely to chat with you, and you're not going anywhere because I'm going to bring you back at the end, if that's all right, for any questions that anyone has. I'm going to bring you and Meghan back. But yeah, if it's all right with you, if you play us out with a song, and then straight after the break we'll have Miss Meghan Saletta.
Cool. I thought it might be cool / cheesy, I don't know, to finish on one of my own songs. So I'm going to play one of my own little tunes, if that's cool with you.
Absolutely.
And because we've talked about it so much, this is a song called The Seas of Old Porthcawl.
Oh, I love this one. Right. Knock 'em
It's a
dead.
funny tuning, so bear with me there. Oh, tuning is awfully fun, isn't it?
Well, in the meantime, we've just had a very old name, Mr. Thomas Rees from Aberystwyth, who was my drummer at once upon a time. Who I still have the best story from for him playing in a band. I've never had a drummer quite like it. I remember him playing a gig with us,
Yeah.
and and we I think it was it was a kind of country beat, fast tempo, and all of a sudden stops. And I'm like, what the hell's happened?
I think I was there. I was there for that, right? I
Yeah.
remember that happening. Yeah.
It stops, and I'm like, oh, what the bloody hell's happened? And so I'm turning around, and Thomas is gone. And I'm thinking, oh god, maybe he's had a bit too much to drink, and he's being sick somewhere. But then and then a little bit later on in the song, suddenly the drum beat started again, and lo and behold, Thomas is back. And then after the gig, well, no, after the gig, he I don't know. Thomas, I apologise for this one, but he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, my
Beautiful.
Bill turned up outside with my weed, and I had to go and see him. I couldn't thingy."
You know, priorities.
I know, priorities. But yeah, are you on that little divergency? Are you ready?
I think so.
Right, take it away.
So yeah, this is my own song. This is for my fellow Porthcawlians, if there are any listening. Once when I was a younger man, I believed dragons could soar, and I thought you might one day follow me to the seas of old Porthcawl. On I grew, always pondering, even though the chance is small that a fire could burn for the both of us on the sands of old Porthcawl. We had our chances a dozen times, but for sure
abolish them all. And our friendship flickered away with the wind by the seas of old Porthcawl. Well, sometimes I wonder solemnly, do you think of me at all? When you wander down to the waterside by the seas of old Porthcawl. Well, I know that the time has passed us by, but still we're standing tall. And maybe one day we can paddle again by the seas of old Porthcawl. Maybe one day we can paddle again by the seas of old Porthcawl.
Thanks.
Oh no, thank you, Tom. That was beautiful as ever.
No, thanks for having me on, man. It's been cool.
I heard that song in a long time.
Neither have I. Haven't played it in even longer, I guess.
But yeah, stick around because we'll bring you back. We've already got a question. We've got a question about whether you can do an Eric Clapton unplugged stuff or whether you do. So we'll come back. We'll come back to we'll bring both you and Meghan back after thing. But yeah,
Okay, cool.
thanks, Tom. We'll chat to you later.
And thanks, everybody.
Right, guys. Thanks. That was Tom Bedlam. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I love his voice. And first, yeah, as I said at the beginning of the stream, we first met each other 10 years ago, and I'm very jealous of his life since then. He built a van and earns a living busking around Europe and busking around the world and traveling, and yeah, it's what a lot of us as musicians dream of, and yeah, absolutely amazing. In a minute, we'll have Meghan Saletta on. This is the first, hopefully, the next year of these shows, or hopefully longer and longer. If you like them, please like the Facebook page. It's UnPluggedIn. No, sorry, there, UnPluggedIn. Or if you click the link below to find the YouTube channel, click subscribe. We will be moving these to YouTube. So find the YouTube channel, click subscribe, and then we'll be doing these once every fortnight. The next one we've got in 2 weeks' time, which funnily enough is a fortnight, on the 30th, and we've got the wonderful Tom Lumley joining us. And as a little preview, I'm going to play one of his music videos. So yeah, this is Tom Lumley. He'll be joining us in 2 weeks' time.
I need to get some rest. It's all in my head. I need to get some sleep and just learn to breathe. Well, that's what she said. I need to take some time and take the weight off my mind, because I'm losing touch. This is all too much. Oh, this is my life in decline. She's trying to help in my mind. She's trying to fix what she finds, but I don't think it's helping at all. No, I don't think it's helping at all. I take it, they say I'm never shaky. I'm fighting with no energy, I am my worst enemy. I take it, they say I'm never shaky. I'm fighting with no energy, I am my worst enemy. I'm giving it all that I have, I'm leaving it all where I stand, but I ain't really moving at all. No, I ain't really moving at all. finds. But I don't think it's helping at all. No, I don't think it's helping at all. I take it, they say I'm never shaking. I'm fighting with no energy, I am my worst enemy. I take it, they say I'm never shaking. I'm fighting with no energy, I am my worst enemy. I'm giving it all that I have. I'm leaving it all where I stand. But I ain't really moving at all. No, I ain't really moving at all. I take it, they say I'm never shaking. I'm fighting with no energy, I am my worst enemy. I take it, they say I'm never shaking. I'm fighting with no energy, I am my worst enemy. I'm giving it all that I have. I'm leaving it all where I stand. But I ain't really moving at all. No, I ain't really moving at all.
That was Tom Lunley. He's joined us in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, it'd be great to chat with him. I first met him 7 years ago now, 8 years ago, and yeah, he's gone on to do some incredible things. And that the great band that you just heard play. As promised, tonight we've got Meghan Saletta, who I'm going to bring in right now. So Meghan, the world can hear you.
Woo!
How are you? Are you all right?
Hi, Tom. I'm great. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. It's it's still daylight for you there, isn't it?
It is daylight. It is bright sun. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Feeling good.
And for that to make sense, where are you joining us from?
I am joining you from Denver, Colorado, in the United States of America.
Ah, nice. Yeah. And we've just had a chat with Tom. Who were you watching, by the way?
I was.
All right. Okay. Cool. Otherwise, it won't make sense. But we were having a chat about busking, and yeah, fascinating guy. Have you ever been out busking?
So the only time I've ever been out busking was when I lived in Cambridge, in the UK, and I would busk in the Market Square, kind of by Grafton Street.
Mm.
Yeah, and Tom was talking about how scary it feels, and I totally related to that because the first time I busked, it's like you show up and everything is just, it's like a normal day and everyone's just going about their business, and then all of a sudden you just like make the loudest sound and you're like, you start singing and but it's so much fun and it's such a good way to grow as a performer because it's so nerve-wracking, but then you know afterwards that you did it and people are like throwing coins in your guitar case and it's very validating in the end.
Oh, I absolutely agree from my time busking as well, and I've realised I've gone off my own little thing. Do you want to play your first song and then?
Sure. So my first song is the most recent single I released. It's called Love. And if you like it, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere there's music. And it's kind of like a post-breakup, reminiscing type song. So here we go. Can't shake the look on your face as you open the door. I'm standing there just as the rain starts to pour. And you grab my bags, rush me inside with a kiss. Oh, your green eyes could melt me in seconds. Gonna miss all the ways that we messed up your bed. Tender kisses you planted on top of my head. Candles burning in every room in the house, and I thought I might never come down from this love. 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 before the start. Now I wake up, missing the way I tiptoe. Squeeze your hand in the morning and let go. I won't worry or wonder about what went wrong, but I'll play back those early days just like a song to remind me it's possible to feel that strongly about someone you never saw coming. Oh, love, love,
Spectacular.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm not the only one. Like the Emily Georgina Johnson. Can't wait to see Meghan Saletta, and it's also the most beautiful song in the world.
I have to just give a huge shout out to Emily. I met Emily in Cambridge when I lived there. And Emily has been one of the most supportive people in my musical journey. She has supported me through every project I've made, like starting with the album I made from Cambridge. She's like one of the first people, if not always the first person I send new songs to, because she's just so, she has such a good ear and she totally understands me as an artist. And it's been the coolest thing to have both such a good friend who's also such a genuine fan. Yeah, so thanks, Emily, for being here and for all you do.
Well, I paused this a second ago because we started to talk about Cambridge and that was one of the things I wanted to have a chat with you about, really, and because I know that Cambridge inspired you a lot in your kind of musical journey, and for a lot of, I'm guessing quite a few of the people watching will be from Cambridge or from Britain, and we all think of magically going off, and especially the British people that sing some country music or whatever, we imagine going to Nashville or people like Tom, imagine going off around Europe and finding inspiration, and think of our little Cambridge or our little island as dull and boring, but no, it really inspired you, didn't it?
It is, yes. I was in Cambridge for a year between 2015 and 2016, and it is still the place that I feel so connected to. Like, it was the beauty of that city, like, had inspired me so much, and just all the people I met, especially like you, Tom, and a few other friends, Emily, SJ, and Kieran, Morgan, and just the whole Cambridge music scene was it was an awesome chance for me to grow as an artist. And just being in Cambridge, I kind of describe it as you're walking around and you feel like you're just walking in a painting because there are these like rolling green grasses and these beautiful colleges and willow trees and Grantchester Meadows. And so it was a combination of like the scenery and the people and the time of life that made it such a special experience for me. And it was one of the times in my life when I felt most creative and most inspired, and I'm just so grateful for it.
And that is a beautiful transition into the song that I've got. I've got a music video to play that you made when you were here, or did you make it when you left, or? So
another friend of mine that I met, her name is Sinja. She's actually from, oh my gosh, I think Sweden. We stayed in touch after I went back to the States, and then after I released the Dreaming album, I really wanted to make a music video for Foreign Land, but I wanted it to be shot in Cambridge, and I was in San Francisco at the time and unable to access Cambridge. So she actually made the video on my behalf and took all those shots around town, and I was super happy with it. So thanks to her, it's out there.
Oh, nice. Well, and for anyone that wants to sing along, the lyrics follow it, so you can watch it for the first time now, and then you can find it on YouTube, and you can sing along to it. But it's a beautiful song, and yeah, I'm gonna I'm going to play it now. So I hope you enjoy it.
Take a long, hard look at this storybook. Perfect town. All the willow trees waving in the breeze are weeping with me now. And I had the best time of my life. You made the moments shine so bright. I know you'll never understand how beautiful it was for me to feel like I was finally free, living in a foreign land, in a foreign land. Ooh, I'll be back again. Ooh. There's a pub I know down on Barton Road. It's been a second home. All the people smile and chat with you a while till your glass gets full. And I had the best time of my life. You made the moments shine so bright. I know you'll never understand how beautiful it was for me. I felt like I was finally free, living in a foreign land, in a foreign land. Ooh, I'll be back again. And I never saw this coming. Now I can't let it go. You set my heart on fire, and I just want you to know that I treasured every hour, and I won't forget your face. This year can't last forever, but nothing could take its place. And I had the best time of my life. You made the moments shine so bright. I know you'll never understand how beautiful it was for me. I felt like I could finally breathe, living in a foreign land, in a foreign land. And I had the best time of my life. You made the moments shine so bright. I know you'll never understand how beautiful it was for me. I felt like I was family, living in a foreign land, in a foreign land. I'll be back again. I'll be back
And we're back. No, that was beautiful. It's a lovely, lovely video, isn't it?
Thank you.
It's yeah. And what's the lady's name that made it for you again?
Her first name is Sinya, and I am completely blanking on her last name. She's wonderful. I will drop her info in the thread after this is over.
But no, well, absolutely, I love that video, and yeah, it's really well done, and yeah, kind of it shows how much you're inspired by Cambridge. Now we've seen a music video, but now like you to play us a song, Performing Monkey. That sounded a bit weird. Would you like to play us a song off that album in person?
I would love to play you a song off that album. This is one of my favorite songs off of the Dreaming album. It's called What If I? And I wrote it at Wolfson College, which Tom, I'm sure you know. And I was just kind of like reflecting on all the different possibilities that my life at the time could take. I was 25 when I was in Cambridge, so before then, I kind of recently graduated from college, and your early and mid 20s are kind of this tumultuous time where you're trying to figure out where you belong and how your life's gonna take shape. And so this song was just kind of like being caught in a daydream about those things, and it's called What If I? What if I never move back to Chicago? Live my life like the wind blows. Settle down when it's time. What if I give my heart its permission to seek the things it's been missing, to never feel too confined? What if I wanna lose it all, just to know what it's like to free fall? Is there room? Is there time? What if I never get past the beginning? When the magic starts thinning, run away like the tide. Cause I get so stuck on perfection, I don't choose a direction. Too afraid I might find what I dreamed would be mine.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. That was yeah, I love hearing you play, and from the hearts and emojis from Emily, she also loves watching you play as well and listening to you play, and yeah, she's put a question, but I'll come back to that because I'm going to bring you both back at the end of the show and
Awesome.
see if yeah, see if we can answer any questions.
So excited to hear you play, Tom.
Oh no, I'm not playing.
You're not? What?
No, I'm
Stop.
I'm the less talented Jools Holland, so I'm doing the I'm just
God.
I'm just hosting.
For everybody out there, Tom is incredible. Check out his stuff.
Oh, I do my own little show that no one but my mum watches. So I'll do that a different day. I'm this is for talented musicians only. So but yeah, I wanted to have a chat with you really about your so Cambridge was something that inspired you, and we've just heard two wonderful tracks from that album. And I wanted to chat with you about one of the other tracks that I think it's on that album, but because and from reading your album and you talk about social media, and I want to have a bit of a chat about. I mean, what have you been using social media in lockdown? I think everyone's been using it to try and live stream or do different bits. How have you been promoting your music virtually?
Yeah,
through lockdown?
so I have. So I think right around like the third week of lockdown, sometime in March, like late March, early April, I did a live stream. And it was a blast. I felt very connected to people. At the same time, it was weird because, you know, I was in my parents' bathroom, just hoping for good acoustics, streaming this show. But that was back when we thought that maybe the pandemic was going to be shorter than it actually has been. So I had this, it was kind of like this fun thing. I was like, oh, wow, great. I'll play a show. It'll be, you know, on live stream. And then soon enough, I'll be back like playing gigs live. But as we all know, it didn't work out like that. So since then, I've mostly been using social media to promote my new singles. I've had a few singles drop since then, Real Love and Love. So I used Instagram mostly to promote those, but I found that as an artist, social media is just really hard because it's a great platform to share things you create, but it also can just create a lot of anxiety and like feelings of like fluctuating self-worth when you're using it, because you're putting yourself out there to all these people and you're getting these responses, but somehow it never feels like enough. And when you start to seek validation from social media instead of just validating yourself, it can feel very isolating and anxiety producing. And so I tend to have kind of a love-hate relationship where I'll share or I'll try to be on social media when I'm releasing something, but other than that, it feels like this awkward kind of thing.
Yeah, no, and I think in a lot of ways it's brilliant for connecting people and bringing us all, and as tonight, it brings an audience across the world together. I mean, I'm making out like millions of people are watching, but in the true sense of the word, it has brought together people from Britain. There's a number of people in America watching from the looks of it, and yeah, it has this wonderful, social media has this wonderful way of connecting us all. But as you say, it also has a negative effect, and at the moment when we are more and more cut off from our loved ones, we're spending more time in isolation. The negative effects can, and that validation that you talk about, can have a huge impact on your anxiety and self-worth. Would you have any kind of advice for well-being? Is the wonderful word that's used at the moment, but would you have any kind of advice? Because I saw on the from knowing quite a bit about you and reading some of the articles you've written that yeah, you kind of had some difficult periods, and then but found confidence, and now are the wonderful confident person that you not all the time, obviously we can't all be confident all the time, but
Right.
you're yeah, and you're fabulously talented as well. Would you have any words of advice for anyone out there?
Yeah, I think my advice would be to recognize that social media is never the whole story about a person, and it's just kind of like a highlight reel of our lives. So with that being said, it's good to, I think, limit your time, the time you spend on it, and try to be cognizant of how much time you're spending on it, and to make sure that you're spending the majority of your time kind of in your real life, or at least thinking about things that really matter to you. And then when you're kind of scrolling through, I don't know, try to follow accounts that aren't all about image, because for me, like the next song I'm about to play was kind of a reflection on how a lot of platforms, especially Instagram, are all about image. It's very easy to get sucked into the idea that that people are prettier than you, or just having like a more exciting life than you, and really that's just not the case. It's just we all have nice cameras now and we can portray ourselves how we want on the internet. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt would be my advice.
Even I've got a little filter on my face at the moment to make me appear as as slightly less craggly, wrinkled, and old than I am ever becoming. But yeah, and that brings us on to the song you're going to play for us, which yeah, I don't know if you want to say a little bit more about, or whether, I mean, that is a great introduction to the song as is. But yeah, if you want to play, it's called Pretty Don't, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Yeah, sure. So this is a song I wrote. It's kind of a reflection on social media and our very image-based culture. And it exists to say that your looks aren't everything, and just enjoy your life. So here it is. This is Pretty Don't. See you on Instagram, filtered and flawless. I know, 'cause that's me too, just wanting to be wanted. Looking for a quick fix, affirmation, just a little summertime validation. Hey, what's the harm in hustling for some hearts? Well, pretty don't make you, pretty won't save your soul. Pretty don't make you whole, no, pretty will break you, pretty will steal your glow, rob you of a good time. And I know how you're feeling lately, wanting to be cool for all the other hot things. Turns out, pretty ain't listening. Pretty don't mean a goddamn thing. Pretty don't mean a goddamn thing. Quick pose and vulnerable, looking like a starlet. Double tap for the Spanish coast, scroll through the damage. Comparing my life to her vacation, just a little summertime self-deflation. Hey, what's the harm in wishing I had her arms? Well, pretty don't make you, pretty don't save your soul. Pretty won't make you whole, no, pretty will break you, pretty will steal your glow, rob you of a good time. And I know how you're feeling lately, wanting to be cool for all the other hot things. Turns out, pretty ain't listening. Pretty don't mean a goddamn thing. Pretty don't mean a goddamn thing. I'm pretty sure we're all already beautiful. I'm pretty sure we're already good enough. We don't need pics to prove our lives are magical. I'm pretty sure no one really gives up. And pretty don't make you, pretty won't save your soul. Pretty won't make you kinder, pretty will break you, pretty will steal your glow. Pretty puts on the blinders, and I know how you're feeling lately, wanting to be cool for all the other hot things. Turns out, pretty ain't listening. Turns out, pretty ain't listening. I know how you're feeling lately. I know how you're feeling lately. Pretty don't mean a goddamn thing.
Oh, again, I need to find some better superlatives than just beautiful. But no, that was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And yeah, you've is Amy Loudon Saletta your mother?
That is my mother. She's
Ah,
fantastic.
okay, cool. Well, she's
Big
put mums
shout
are the
out
best.
to
I
Meghan.
thought so because she's commented mums are the best fans. So
It's true. She's been supporting me my whole life, so
and Michelle Schmidt has put, that was an amazing, very moving song.
it's awesome. Thanks, Michelle.
So but yeah, and the songs are not the only thing that you actually, to be fair, they are still songs. I probably shouldn't have been drinking rum. The problem with lockdown is the fact I'm only supposed to go out for one shop a day, and I forgot to go out with beers, so I've had a little bit of rum. But anyway, what I was going to ask you was, you you haven't just been writing songs through lockdown as well. You haven't mentioned yet that you've started another business during lockdown. When did you set this up?
So, right before lockdown, actually, I started a business that's called Lully. And so, what I do is I write custom lullabies for babies, for kids. And yeah, I've been kind of rolling with that. It's been a lot of fun. It's a great way to feel connected to people outside of myself, since I tend to write a lot of songs from a very introspective place. It's cool to use my creativity to provide something unique for families. So yeah, my Instagram is at lully_songs, and then I've got a website, www.lully.co, where you can check that out.
Well, and the links are down below, guys. So well, hopefully they're down below if I've set all this up properly. But I wouldn't limit your audience. You said babies and small children, but can they be for fully grown adults as well?
Absolutely. I take you DM me on Instagram and you want a lullaby and you're 30, or you want a lullaby for your grandma who's 75, I will be happy to assist you. Just reach out.
Well, I think during this time, a lot of people are having trouble sleeping. So and I can't think of anything better than having a wonderful lullaby written and sung by Meghan Saletta. So what was the website again?
So it's www.lully, which is LULLY.co.
.co. Not com. .co.
Co is the new com.
Co is the new com.
Co is the new com. So super cool.
Well, no, that's wonderful, and I haven't actually heard one of your lullabies yet. So I'm gonna have to try and find out where I can find them as well. So
Sure.
But yeah.
On Instagram, actually, I've got some demos on Instagram of past lullabies, so go for it.
Oh, I absolutely will. But Meghan, it's been absolutely lovely hearing you sing, and lovely having you on. You hopefully got one more song for us.
I do. I have one more song.
Okay, cool.
You were talking about adults having a hard time sleeping right now, and I completely understand. This next song I wrote is called Get Better Soon, and I wrote it like way back, just a first verse and chorus, at the beginning of the pandemic when my brother and his roommate had a COVID scare. So I wrote it kind of as like a comfort for them. But then I ended up finishing the song, and so now I just want to offer it as like kind of a song for the world and just for anybody who's been affected by the pandemic. And yeah, my heart goes out to you, and thanks for listening. I know you're cooped up alone in your room. Time likes to crawl and you wish that it flew. 'Cause this isolation is no fun for you. Outside your door we'll sing Get Better Soon. Get better soon. Just take it a day at a time. Get better soon. No need to worry your mind, 'cause fevers they break, and one day you'll wake up feeling totally fine, and we'll be here when you do. So get better soon. I bet you're tired of being worn down, wishing the chills and the aches would leave town. No medication can fix it right now, so we'll just keep praying while you ride it out. Get better soon. Just take it a day at
better soon. Oh, oh, and though you're cooped up alone in your room, time likes to crawl, you wish that it flew. 'Cause this isolation is no fun for you. Outside your door will sing get better soon.
Oh, wonderful again. Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks
No,
so much for
that-
having me on.
But thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for being a part of the first ever one. And yeah, I'm so glad I managed to get the beautiful voice of you and Tom Bedlam. So yeah, I'll bring you both back in a second. I'm just gonna cut back to me, and then I'll reshape the both of you so you're back on the screen together. So yeah, thank you all for watching tonight. We're not done yet. We're gonna bring Meghan and Tom back in a second. This is the first of hopefully a series of these shows. I might think of a better name, but I thought a poor man's Jools Holland explained the kind of show that I want to do, which is introducing some wonderful musicians, having a bit of a chat, doing an interactive show, where we learn a bit more about some great artists, and people comment and ask questions, and we kind of go with the flow. It's all done live. I hope the plan is hopefully at some point I can record these as well, and then release little snippets throughout the week. But if you like what you've seen tonight, then if you like any of the artists, the links are down below in the description. If you like the show that's happened today, then like us on Facebook, UnPluggedIn, or if you click the link below, if you're watching on Facebook, click the YouTube link below and press subscribe. Just started a new YouTube channel, because unfortunately there is some idiot out there with a name that sounds slightly like mine, called Tom Petie. My name is Tom Petie, and but YouTube, the buggers, they autocorrect Tom Petie to Tom Petie when you type it on YouTube. So I'm going with the promotions company UnPluggedIn. So yeah, find us, subscribe, like on Facebook. Hope you've enjoyed the evening. Now I'm going to try and multitask, and I'm going to try and bring Tom and Meghan back on the screen. In hindsight, I should have, as I said, first one, this is live, so in hindsight, I should have found something to clip to now, and will do for the next one. So let's work on bringing them back. If you want to join us again in 2 weeks' time, we've got Tom Lumley and Ellie Bray. Tom plays with the Brave Liaison and is a great musician. And then Ellie has another person that travels the world, originally from Switzerland, but recently came back from America, and probably has been to 17 places in between, but it should be really interesting to chat to. So let's try and bring Tom Bedlam back as well. Tom, are you still there? Okay, we've got Tom. Oh. So sorry, as you're watching me, Tom is about to join. In fact, unfortunately, his EOS webcam utility is down. But yeah, any questions you've got for Tom or Meghan, pop them in the chat now. We've already got one for Tom. There was one for Meghan as well, which let me try and remember what it was. Tom is back. I realised I'm responding to Tom chatting to me on my little earphone in here, but the you guys can't hear them yet. Let me just fix that one, and then we are all good to go. Right, so you guys are now hopefully live. Give me a 1, 2.
1, 2.
And Meghan,
Good.
can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, hello. Okay, great.
But no, thank you to both of you for being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, man.
And yeah, as I say, when we do eventually get back to being able to see people in real life, I'd like to do these with a lovely guy called Kevin, who has just built a music studio, and it's absolutely brilliant. We did with the band that I play in, we did our first ever EP and recorded it there at the beginning of the year. Literally, it was the weekend of lockdown. We recorded it, and then the next Tuesday or something, it was everyone locked down. You're never allowed to see anyone again, so we couldn't go back and edit anything until 6 months later, which was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, so hopefully we'll do these in real life at some point. So you'll have to both come. I know, Meghan, it's probably quite a long way for you.
You'll pay for plane
I
tickets.
will be there as soon as I can.
And Tom, it's not that far for you. It
is pretty far.
Yeah, but you've got your travel. You're a traveling troubadour.
Yeah, well, you know, it depends where I am at the time, doesn't it? I might be in God knows where. We'll see. I would love to, though, man. Honestly, like, it's been about 5 years since I've seen you guys up there, so got to sort that out.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and it'd be lovely to see you. So we had one question for Tom. If it was,
yeah.
Do you know any Eric Clapton unplugged stuff? For example, Alberta.
I know the Unplugged album, yeah, or the live thing they did. Not really. I only know one Eric Clapton song, "Wonderful Tonight." That's the only Eric Clapton tune I know.
I've put you on the spot there a little bit, but
yeah, I mean, I've had half an hour to learn it. To be fair, I probably should have. But, no, I know. Yeah, that's plenty of time. But I've got the one Eric Clapton song. You know.
Do you want to play us an Eric Clapton song?
I mean, yeah. If there's time, I don't know if you had an end time in mind here, but
well,
play a little Eric Clapton tune.
If we've both got, Meghan, do you want to think of a song that you can play as well, and we'll do a little
one to finish out, sort of thing.
Sure.
One to finish out, and then we'll say goodbye.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good, man. Can you just check it?
Meghan,
Can you hear my guitar?
Yeah, I'll leave you on the screen while this is playing, so you have to smile and look happy and dance.
Oh yeah, everybody knows how to dance to "Wonderful Tonight." We good?
Yep.
Cheers to everybody for listening anyway.
When it's late in the evening, she's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on a makeup and brushes her long blonde hair, and then she'd ask me, do I look alright? I say, my darling, you look wonderful tonight. When it's late in the evening and everyone turns to see this beautiful lady who's walking around with me. And then she'd ask me, do I feel alright? And I say, my darling, I feel wonderful tonight. And I feel wonderful because I see the love light in your eyes. And the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you. And I feel wonderful because I see the love and light in your eyes. And the wonder of it all is that you just don't realize how much I love you. You are wonderful tonight.
Cheers.
Tom, that was
Oh, that was
magical.
beautiful, Tom.
Oh, thanks, guys. I loved your set, by the way.
Thank you so much. Likewise.
I never know what to say about these situations, but it was awesome. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I know.
Same here.
I know. I need to. I need to look at a thesaurus and find out more words than just beautiful. But I do think. I'm so glad the two of you came on as the first two guests that have on this new project, and yeah, both because you're both lovely people, and
It's a cool idea.
and you
man.
both have amazing voices.
As do you, Tom. Thanks for having us.
But well, thank you. It's gonna be one of those kind of like thank you. And but Meghan, if hopefully you have another song for us as well. There was Emily's put one question, which isn't really a question. It's more. Have you ever busked from inside a bin?
I have not, but I know what she's referring to. Don't you?
I think yes. It says on further on. It says the famous Cambridge busker. So explain for anyone that's not watching what she's
I know
referring to.
about this guy as well.
So there's a busker in Cambridge who stands with his guitar in a garbage can, which is what we call it in the States, or a bin, and busks like his voice comes out through the little like slot where you put the garbage, and he just does the whole thing in the garbage can. It's very iconic.
Well, I'm not sure if he stands.
Oh, he's not standing. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But
I don't know. It's some kind of is contortionist the word you use when people bend their body into strange shapes?
it
Is
could
that,
be
is
a
that the right word?
situation. Yeah.
Because I mean, he's either very very short, or he's kind of some. He's got his knees round his ears.
Because he has a guitar in there too, right?
Yeah. Full size guitar in there.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen him like get in the bin or get out of the bin, but that would solve a lot of these mysteries.
Maybe he just doesn't ever. Maybe that's the thing. He's just got no choice.
That's the mystery. No one knows the identity of the mystery bin singing man. He did once put up an advert asking for her because he was hiring. He needed someone. There was a poster up in Cambridge, and it said "wanted," singing bin man, and it gave a load of a list of characteristics that they were looking for. It said talented musician, short, not afraid of working in small spaces. And so I mean, the thing is, we wouldn't even know if we found someone. It's a bit like Batman and Robin, because obviously, in the comic books, Robin had been played by a few different people, or been a few different people. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to divulge into. I'm going to wander off into a completely different conversation. But Megan, hopefully you have another wonderful song for us, and then that will be the end of the evening.
I do. So, last song in my set earlier, I played all originals, no covers. So I saved this one just in case. It's a cover. It was one of my top songs on Spotify of 2020, and it is called "Slow Burn" by Casey Musgraves. And so that's what I'm gonna play. Born in a hurry, always late, haven't been early since '88. Texas is hot, I can be cold. Grandma cried when I pierced my nose. Good in a glass, good on green, good when you're putting your hands all over me. I'm alright with a slow burn, taking my time, let the world turn. I'm gonna do it my way, it'll be alright. If we burn it down and it takes all night, it's a slow burn. Yeah. In Tennessee, the sun's going down. In Beijing, they're headed out for work. You know the bar down the street don't close for an hour. We should take a walk and look at all the flowers. 'Cause I'm alright with a slow burn, taking my time, let the world turn. I'm gonna do it my way, it'll be alright. If we burn it down and it takes all night, it's a slow burn. Whatever feels good.
Oh, absolutely wonderful, Megan.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
wonderful. Well, no,
Awesome.
and thank you both for coming on. And yeah, when we do get back to real life, I'll see you again soon. And well, if it's another year, then you'll have to come back on and do one of these. But
Annual thing now.
but yeah, thanks guys. Right, I'm going to say goodnight to both of you, and yeah, I'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys.
You guys, thanks everyone for watching.
Speak to you soon.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. I've got the lovely Ellie Bray and Tom Lumley on in 2 weeks. That should be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's all been live. It's hopefully, as the name suggests, Jools Holland, but a slightly less talented version. If you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe. Go on to UnPluggedIn, the Facebook page, or if you click the link below, you'll find the YouTube link. Click there, click subscribe. All the links to the wonderful acts are down below as well. Tom Bedlam and Meghan Saletta, absolutely beautiful voices and wonderful, wonderful people. I've also got in the pipeline. I want to do a kind of alternate Valentine's Day night. I haven't told my girlfriend this one yet, but yeah, if you're a musician and you fancy getting involved in that one, that's hopefully going to be an interactive evening where get people to ring in and tell us their worst dating story or as it's like. I've got to quite nail down the concept yet, but it'll be a fun, enjoyable evening, and you can do the lovey-dovey thing on the Saturday because Valentine's Day is on a Sunday this year. But yeah, huge thanks again to Tom Bedlam and Meghan Saletta. Absolutely wonderful to hear them play, and it's been great to chat to them. Thank you to all of you guys for watching, for tuning in. Yeah, and thanks for supporting all of us musicians and musical people. So thank you and good night.